This is Lisa Trevan. I would like to introduce my entry for the 2021 U.S. Event Horse Futurity. Let's Dance, WBF, is a 2017 Irish Sport Horse Hanoverian cross born here at our farm, Winbrook Farm in Damascus, Maryland. She is by the imported Irish Sport Horse stallion Highland Imperious, who is by Master Imp, out of a Cavalier Royale Clover Hill mare, and out of Donna Negra, an imported Hanoverian mare by Denoir, out of a Heraldic Calypso 2 mare. There'll be more about the breeding later. Let's Dance was born at about 2 in the morning on May 23, 2017. She was up and nursing, and the afterbirth had passed all in about an hour, in a blessedly uneventful foaling. She and her dam were turned out for about an hour at about 5 p.m. later that day, and although she does not seem to know quite what to do with all of those legs, it did not take her long to figure it out. I like for the mares and foals to get out as early as possible, weather permitting. I think it's good for both of them. Let's Dance's barn name is Harriet, and that's what she started out with. It just seemed to suit her. She's always been very no-nonsense, very sensible, very easy to deal with. Before her first future event horse competition, I needed to come up with something a little fancier sounding, I thought. I was going through a David Bowie song phase in naming horses, and that's how she ended up as Let's Dance. Photos here show her a couple hours after foaling at 16 hours, the video from that afternoon, again at 36 hours, 3 days, 4 weeks, 2 months, and 3 months. You can see how she has progressed. And as other people have commented, the butt and the withers do go up in an alternating fashion, and you always hope they end up with the withers higher. But I figured that if the parents' withers are higher than their butts, the babies will end up the same way. Harriet learned her basic manners at home, how to lead, how to walk and trot in hand, how to go into an empty arena by herself without another horse for company, how to load in a trailer, how to stand for grooming, and to behave for the vet and the farrier. Martin Duzant handled her as a yearling at a couple of future event horse qualifiers. I seem to remember an exploding braid incident at the first one when I tried to braid with rubber bands instead of my usual sewn-in technique. That didn't go so well. She was quite weedy as a yearling. The next year, we went to a couple of future event horse qualifiers with her as a 2-year-old. She went and traveled amazingly well by herself. She acted completely relaxed at the grounds at Loch Moy, where both the qualifiers were. She picked at the grass. She walked in a very well-behaved manner on a lead rope and behaved very well in the ring. She scored well and qualified for the championships. At the first qualifier that year, I left her at the end of the ramp of the trailer while holding the lead rope and went to get a bucket of grain that was in the trailer to help reward her for coming in, and she had already walked up the ramp and into the trailer with me by the time I found it, so I didn't need it. At the championships, she placed second in the 2-year-old fillies class and was the second highest scoring 2-year-old filly of all 3 championships in the country that year. Due to COVID, she didn't do anything as a 3-year-old. I didn't feel she needed the outings for the experience because she was so good as a 2-year-old. She had done one loose jumping clinic with Martin Duzant as a 2-year-old, and that went well, so she just got to go on holiday for the remainder of the year. As a 3-year-old, she went to see Dusty Craig in Upperville, Virginia. He starts my young horses, and she spent a couple months with him and started lunging. First day she did jump out of the indoor, which I just figured is a good sign that she can jump well. She hacked basically and was happy going out alone and in company and crossing streams, and she has been off since then. 1st of March, she will go back to Dustin to get started again and spend a month hacking, and then Kendall Tracy will be riding her. in the Futurity and the young event horse classes, and Kendall should be back up early April, and she will go to Kendall at that time. Kendall's been riding her older sister, and they've done a great job together. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. Next, I'm going to take a deeper dive into the breeding. Highland Imperious is by the legendary Master Imp out of a Cavalier Royale Clover Hill mare. He seems to consistently pass on his calm and friendly temperament, his jumping technique, and his brave attitude towards cross-country. Highland Imperious is by the famous Irish thoroughbred stallion Master Imp, who was bred by Loftus O'Neill. This rare photo of Master Imp was taken by Susan Finnerty in 2004 and is used with her permission. Every year from 2008 to 2015, Master Imp occupied a spot in the top 4 on the World Breeding Federation of Sport Horses list of eventing sires. He was also an excellent sire of show jumpers. Some of the more famous eventers he has sired include Enniskerry Imp, Mandiba, High Kingdom, Master Crusoe, Master Rose, and Ringwood Magister. The dam of Highland Imperious is by Cavalier Royale, who is by Coeur de la Briere and was one of the first successful continental stallions in Ireland. He was initially not approved by the Irish Horse Registry, but his offspring jumped so successfully that they did approve him eventually. Cavalier Royale show jumped internationally and was a puissance winner at 7 feet 3 inches. He was a successful sire of eventers, including Call Again Cavalier, Kilkiston, and Been a Long Time, who all competed in the 2008 Olympics. Cavalier Royale is 51.76% thoroughbred blood, although he appears heavier than that. Clover Hill, who is the sire of the Grand Dam of Highland Imperious, was a registered Irish draft stallion, although he is actually 50% thoroughbred. He was also a successful sire of eventers with 12 who competed successfully at the old 3-star level, and also a sire of show jumpers with 125 competing at 1.60 m. Harriet's dam is the lovely mare Donna Negra. Donna is a mare with a very interesting pedigree which combines top show jumping and dressage lines. She was the top foal at Verdun in 2005. She was also the yearling champion at the British Dressage Young Horse and Breeding Championship in 2006 and the top mare at her American Hanoverian Association inspection in 2014. Donna's breeder, Micah Fisher, not only bred Donna but also bred her dam and her sire. When I asked her why she decided to breed her mare Hannah to Denoir, she said that Hannah was her favorite mare, and she quite liked Denoir also, and he had been quite successful. His first crop of foals was very nice, so she decided, although it was a little crazy, to breed the two together and see how that went. Denoir is by De Niro, one of the all-time most successful sires of upper-level dressage horses, and De Niro is by Donegal, another super successful sire of dressage horses and known for producing tremendous rideability. De Noir is out of a Macho mare. Macho is an Anglo-Arab and was used as a refinement sire and also produces horses with a good work ethic. De Noir is branded Hanoverian. He was sold to Denmark as a foal and was champion of the 2003 Danish Warmblood Stallion licensing. He was very popular as a sire in Denmark and competed successfully in dressage through the small tour level and as a young rider horse. He recently retired at the age of 18. Donna Negra's dam, Hannah, is by the famous thoroughbred stallion Heraldic, one of the few stallions to top Master Imp in the event horse sire rankings of the World Breeding Federation of Sport Horses. From 2006 to 2016, he was in the top 3 on that list of eventing sires and usually in the number 1 position. Heraldic was bred in Czechoslovakia. He wasn't a great racehorse, steeplechased a little, but then was successful as a show jumper and extremely successful as a sire of event horses. Amongst the best-known event horses he sired are Butts Leon, Butts Abraxas, and Holunka FBW. He was also quite a good sire of dressage and show jumping horses. The stallion Ecuador by Heraldic competed in World Cup dressage, and Harold show jumped successfully. Heraldic was a beautiful stallion with a very kind temperament. Donna Negra's dam sire is Calypso II. He was a very important sire in both Holstein and Hanover and introduced the Coeur de la Briere blood to Hanover. He was a very good sire of show jumpers, that were known for both their jumping ability and very good rideability. He also produced a good number of international show jumpers and several approved stallion sons, including Contender, who is the sire of Contender 1. As an adult amateur with a day job, I need to rely on help from a number of people to produce a young horse from a twinkle in its father's eye to a young horse ready to compete at an event. Among those, I'd like to thank our Dr. Lisa Wagner, my regular vet, who is available day and night, Dr. Regina Turner, the repro vet at New Bolton, who takes care of my horses there, Billy Ramju, my farrier, who has endless patience with the young horses, Martin Duzin, who shows them in hand and handles them very nicely, Dustin Craig, who starts them and does a fabulous job, and Kendall Tracy, who will be competing Harriet and has been doing a really nice job with her older sister Hannah, and Leslie Mintz for her technical expertise in putting this vlog together, which would have taken me weeks on my own. It truly does take a village to produce a young horse.